Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is time for another live stream, 3 p.m. here in New Vienna, Iowa. And because it's Monday, we've got a mukbang. And for today, we've got some peppers. I'm not going to call them chili peppers. I actually don't know what kind of peppers these are. I'll explain more in a moment. But I've got a plate full of, I think there's basically two types of peppers, but I thought I'd bring 5 of them. And we'll try them out. I'm not sure if they're spicy. I suspect that none of them are spicy. But, just in case, I did bring a big glass of milk and then just something else to kind of like, I think actually this would be, if these are super spicy, I think these are going to be terrible for it, bugles. But just to kind of like give my mouth a different taste, just in case. And also those are tasty and I've been snacking on them already. But that's what I'm going to eat for today's Monday mukbang. It has nothing to do with running. For any of you who are here for the first time, checking out your first live stream, welcome. We'll probably talk about running at some point today, but it's mainly just a bunch of runners getting together and hanging out and talking about whatever moves us. Let's see who else is here today. We have Martha's at an appointment, so she said hi, but she's not going to be here for today. But hi, Martha. We'll miss you. KCA is back from Cape Cod. Oh, it's a beautiful time of year to be in Cape Cod. Although I think with the weather changing, it starts to get kind of windy, like intensely windy over there, doesn't it? But glad to have you back. Frank LaHoulier's here. Says the Hatch Chili Festival was canceled this year. He sometimes does tastings for the salsa competition, but the hot sauce competition is too much for me. He's clearly not a local, he says. I'm sure you can handle more than you let on. There was a time where I would have totally been all about like a hot sauce competition and be like, just give me more hot sauces until my tongue gets numb. But I think that like sometime I think like in my mid 30s is when I started getting heartburn from time to time. I don't really get it very frequently anymore. But right around then, that's when I stopped like enjoying really spicy food, and I just enjoyed like regular spicy food. So I still do enjoy spicy food, but we'll see about these peppers. We'll see. Sean Marshall's here. Chris Yao, good to see you. Dan Rodriguez says it's gonna be a Hot Ones mukbang today. I'm letting you guys know. I don't think any of these are gonna be hot, but I mean they might be. They look. One of them looks kind of menacing over there, so we'll have to see. But then again, like if you eat like the pepperoncini thing in like a Papa John's pizza, that's not spicy at all. So I have a feeling they're gonna be kind of like that. Frank LaHoulier says, does anyone else sweat differently from spicy food than they do for running? I always sweat from the top of my head with spiciness. Oh, that's interesting. I have two kinds of sweat spice. One will be like my ramen noodle sweat. It comes from the temples down. The other kind of heat sweat that I'll have, and like so just regular spicy food comes from here for me. Other kinds of like more of like a horseradish spice or like a mustardy spice, back of the head here. I think that's where the medulla oblongata is. I don't think that's where it is, but I just wanted to say that. It reminds me of Billy Madison every time I say that. But it's like I feel like in the base of the skull. That's where I get like wasabi, horseradish, like real horseradish, not like horseradish like you squeeze out, but like real horseradish, and then like like a real strong mustard or like a mustard, like ground mustard, that hits right back there. So like those are the two kinds of spice that I know. Paul Kane says, hi, enjoyed the RC review. What's going on, Paul? Thank you. It says, agree with your early comments, but I think it's going to be a good shoe. I think overall it's going to be a great shoe. I think it's going to end up being one of my favorite. I think like my favorite racers for the year are probably going to be like, I mean, this might be a year where I have to put out a favorite marathon shoe category video, but like I don't know, like the Endorphin Speed, fantastic. Hyperion Elite, really good. RC Elite, really good. We'll see if the artist can make it in that category as well, so we'll have to see. Greggy Tahara says, is this the Kofuzi Fear Factor edition live stream? It kind of is, because I just don't know what's in here. And to explain these, so I guess I'll be a little bit vague about it, but I'll explain that. Someone sent me these peppers along with a lot of other vegetables. I think you guys can kind of figure it out. And depending if you've seen, depending on who else you follow on Instagram, you might recognize these vegetables. But anyway, someone sent these to me, and a whole bunch of other vegetables, and some of them I didn't open the package soon enough, and so they weren't quite fresh enough to eat. And I was gonna make some sort of like salad, or I was thinking maybe I'll pickle these and like eat them on top of tacos, But then I was like, no, let's just eat them straight up and go for it. And so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna go for it. And so we might as well get into the first one now. So I'm gonna start off with, I think this is the least menacing looking one. It just looks like, it kind of looks to me like a yellow serrano, almost like a blonde serrano. I don't know if there's such a thing. I mean, I don't know if can you smell spice in a pepper? I've smelled all of them a lot because I'm really curious. But we're just gonna go for it. Oh, spicy. Yeah. Yeah, this is like a serrano. Maybe it's just like a very like light green jalapeno. But yeah, there's some spice to it. Well, this is the easiest one. I don't know. Stevie76 says, watch out for Canadians sending ricin. It could be. Here, you want to know what's something funny is, so the ricin, which this is spicy. When I heard those news stories, I read it on like the AP Newswire first, and the following morning, the way that it was broadcast on the local news had me really concerned, because in the local like Northeast Iowa news, they said that they arrested someone in Canada for sending rice in to the White House. And I was like, and they were like, it's highly poisonous and it was really dangerous to send in. And I'm like, don't make it sound like someone got arrested for sending poisonous rice into the White House, please. Fortunately, that wasn't like the way that they kept saying it. They would then clarify later on in the day. It was like, we're going to send in. The person was arrested for sending a poisonous substance called ricin into the White House. So, yeah. All right. KCA says, "Don't touch your face." I think the line is careful around the eyes, right? I think that's how it goes. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit the milk. I'm not a superstar. Spacera says, "Yo, what's going on? Careful with those peppers." Yeah. I guess I don't need to eat all of them, but I'm gonna go for it. Ed Chan says, "This reminds me of the Simpsons episode, The Mysterious Voyage of Our Homer, where Homer eats a bunch of chilies and starts hallucinating." Did he eat a bunch? I thought he only ate one. But that was a really good episode. The Insanity Pepper. Lewis M asks what kind of milk. It's just regular milk. B. Rutland says, fire. Tell you what, sweating already. Yeah. S. Africa says, caution to the wind with his actions. Yeah. Daniel M says, should I be bold and eat a raw serrano to join in? I think that'd be fine. That's definitely serrano level heat. I'm struggling already. I don't think I'm going to eat the rest of the peppers for the other ones. I really thought all these were just going to be like, you know, when you go to Trader Joe's and you get the bag of those little baby bell peppers. Oh yeah, Jen says, yeah, he had a bunch of the Insanity peppers after he coated his mouth with candle wax. That's funny. Yeah, Laurent Lefebvre says 1 bite. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with one bite too, because I'm sweating already. Danny J says, just eat one more, the smallest one. Yeah. Whew. I'm gonna take a break and eat some of these bugles for a little bit. EBSCO host says, does this count as low heart rate training if it bumps heart rate to like a zone 2? Let's see what my heart rate is. There we go. My heart rate's currently at 95. So, whew. Yeah, I'm sweating. I don't know if I just got... sorry, I'm trying to focus. I just can't see myself. All right, Mark John Coco says, this is funny. LOL, this is tough to watch. Yeah. Stephen Gersor says, do they have electrolytes? No, but milk does. Do you guys remember, is milk still doing this? Milk was like advertising hard to be considered like a sport drink, like something that you should have like as a recovery drink, like to drink a big thing of chocolate milk. All right, Jody Run says, can you hold the chilies up and we can choose the next one? Absolutely. I think that's better. So remember I told you there was like two kinds, and yeah. So here they are. There's 3 of these orange ones, right? And there's one more of this one. This one over here is just a smaller version of the one that I just ate, which was pretty spicy. It's making me sweat. I'm hot. So if you want one of the orange ones, let me know. There's a small one, another small one, and then a bigger one of these orange ones, and then I could eat one of these. So pick one. Eat the smallest one. Small orange one. Do it. Do you think it's a... I don't think it's a habanero. I wonder if it's going to be... yeah. We'll see. Jeff Elliott says, I got the low battery warning on my HRM run. Going to swap it tomorrow. This tends to be when they die, so I'll be crossing my fingers. Yeah, people have been telling me that the ones on the Garmin heart rate monitors give you like a lowish battery warning. Not just like a replace battery warning, but like low, and you got a little bit of time. So I think I'm going to check out one of those. Nicholas D says, this takes me back to the time when I mistook the thin jalapenos for green pepper in a salad at a buffet. That reminds me of news that I heard recently. They were talking about it on a local news. Then they were saying that Sizzler is filing for bankruptcy. I don't know if you guys know Sizzler, but I was trying to explain Sizzler to my nieces and nephews the other day, and I was like, you guys don't know Sizzler? What? But they were saying that there's some of them are like all the I think I don't know if Sizzler is completely franchised or what, but some of the individual franchises are going to be allowed to remain open. But for the most part, the company's going under. And then the guy in the news was like, believe it or not, the closest Sizzler to here in Northeast Iowa is in southwest of Phoenix, Arizona. And I was like, oh, okay. So it doesn't really affect us here. But it is sad to hear that Sizzler is gone, because I love Sizzler. All right. I'll do one more. Reed Morris asks, trying to decide between the 4Runner 245 and the 4Runner 745 and can't decide if it's worth the additional money only for running for this 745. I would say that I would look at the sensors that you're going to get. If I'm not wrong, the 245 does not have an altimeter. So that's one thing. And then I don't know if like the different like recovery metrics, like I think that all still exists. So I think all the other like analytics of your data are going to be accessible there. So I think that's like not the only difference, but from a runner's only perspective, I think that's a big difference. I'm not a 4Runner expert. I've never had the 245 or the 745, so I can't say for sure. The 745 I think also has a thermometer, but we'll see. I mean, maybe someone else can answer that one. All right, going for the small orange one. So far, it's just a sweet pepper. Jeff Elliott says, the Carolina Reapers you can get online all come from about 20 minutes away from me. That's pretty cool. Have you ever had one? I think that would kill me. I think I would just start vomiting. Roadrunner Review says, remember Ponderosa or Bonanza? I remember Ponderosa quite a bit. Careful around the eyes. I'm just sweating a lot. My mom used to love Ponderosa. There used to be, by the Middlesex Mall in New Jersey, I believe that there was, in that town, a Ponderosa and a Roy Rogers. There may have also been a Sizzler. I'm not sure. But there was definitely a Ponderosa and a Roy Rogers. All right. That last one, excuse me, sorry for all the sniffles. I know that's gross. I'm trying not to do it. But yeah, Ed Chan says it's probably not a habanero, but I guess we'll find out soon. The habanero doesn't have a pointy tip. And so it's more curved at the bottom, so it looks more like a cherry bomb. So that one I could recognize. This one is not spicy, thank goodness. JP was saying Sizzlers is still in business? Wow. Well, it's not in business anymore. And now they're filing for Chapter 11. So Shannon's here. Good to see you, Shannon. She says, my work meeting got canceled, so here I am. Awesome. Hello from Martha, who has an appointment and couldn't make it. Well, that's cool. Yeah, she stopped by earlier before we started and left a couple of notes for us. That's cool. Steve Arnberg says, after your RC Elite rave, please remind me what your thoughts were on the TC. It's been a while since I've run in the TC. I have it here, so it definitely is due for another run. I think the last time I ran with it was down back in Guttenberg. I might have taken it for either a 10-mile run or maybe a 15-mile run. Sorry, my phone. That's what makes that like fuzzy sound. And I really like it. It crumples up quite a bit, so that fuel cell is really soft and squishy. But it's a very tall and heavy shoe. Like it seemed to me like if you have a race with a lot of switchbacks, I'm not sure that I would pick it up for that race. But it does seem very well suited for like a long, like tempo pace, marathon pace, like faster paced run. It reminded me a lot of like the Zoom Fly Flyknit, where you just get a really strong carbon fiber feel in a pleasant way. But it just seemed like a little bit heavy in the upper, a little bit heavy in the midsole, and for all that heaviness, still not that like stable. And I don't mean stable in like the pronation sense, but I mean stable like in the sense that like the upper didn't feel like it was locking me in very well. Stephen Gorsdorf says, sweating a little. Yeah, I'm sweating a lot. I feel like Tanner Root says, raw chili? What the nuts? Yeah, I figured I'd go for it. I mean, the real reason why I thought I'd go for it is because I didn't think any of them would be spicy. I was way wrong on that first one. Lewis M says, I thought the pepper was a little fish in the thumbnail. Oh, yeah, that's definitely not a little fish. But every other way that I held it kept making it look like I was doing like this sign. And I didn't want to do that like in a thumbnail. So I was like, that just looked weird. But, you know. Stevie76 says, Kopuzi is not lactose intolerant. No, I'm definitely not. Thankfully. All of my favorite foods are basically cheese based. So I would have a hard time going vegan, I think. Daniel M said, did anyone else flinch when he went to wipe his brow? Yeah, I mean, I've been handling the peppers, so like nothing about them has been like told me that they were spicy, so that's why I was so surprised on that first one. Jeff Elliott says, I made myself at least lactose sensitive, if not full on intolerant, by not having any dairy for 3 months. Is that possible? Is that really? Is that a thing? You know, I've heard that people can do that to themselves. Cal Patton says, there's milk in the mustache? I was discussing with my family the other day when we were in the car, saying like, oh, this mustache, I don't know, it's getting out of control. Maybe I should shave it. My wife was like, yeah, you know, if you just want to let it go, I think you've had it for a long time, you should totally shave it if you just want to shave it. But, you know, you could do whatever you want to do. So she was very like eager to encourage me to shave it. So I think it needs a trim. It's just, it's a little getting a little long and out of control. Ebsco says, take a bite of pepper every mile challenge. I think it only works if only some of them are hot. You know what I mean? Like some of them can be super hot. Like, because if everyone is hot, then it's just miserable every time. But if some of them aren't hot, then it's not as scary. So I'm going to go with this other one. Hopefully, like, you know, they say like sometimes, is it with, it's not, Fresnos are the little skinny red ones, right? No, I think it's Fresnos or jalapenos. Some of them are just like a lot less spicy than others. I wonder if these like orange ones are like that too. I'm going to go for this one. I think I'm okay. South Africa says, does the RC have the shaky ankle, no switchback restrictions like the TC presented? I don't think so at all. I felt really good in that upper. I was so surprised when I looked at the shoe that I double-checked twice. Well, I checked twice. I double-checked to make sure that they had sent the right size. Because I was like, this isn't the right size. This is not the racing version of the TC. This is tiny. This is a women's shoe. I think they sent me a women's 9. That's what I thought. It was so small and light. But then it's the right size. It fits. It's a 35 millimeter sack height in the heel, but it doesn't feel like that at all. It feels just like, it didn't feel like Meta Racer low to the ground, but it didn't feel like a high stack height shoe. So like it's amazing how they did that. So that's what I mean. It's just fun. It's fun to run it. Daniel M says the quality of vegan cheeses has really improved the last couple of years. I will say that I've only had vegan cheese one time. I had Daiya, the Daiya. My wife and I made pizza with it one time. Like vegan cheese shreds. Like the package like tastes like cheese, melts like cheese, like use it like cheese, and there was pizza as like I think a picture on the front, like something that you could do. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but we were gonna use it for pizza, and we made pizza with the Daiya vegan cheese, and it felt like I had tried to make a pizza with Big League Chew. Do you guys remember that? The bubble gum that's made to look like chewing tobacco. It comes in like pink shreds. It looked like that. It felt like that. Like I was eating that. I felt like it tasted like bubble gum a little bit. It was gummy. I just didn't like it. So that like solidified in my mind that I just think vegetables are great, and I like vegetables when they're doing their vegetable thing. I don't need them. I mean, I eat veggie burgers. I have Morningstar stuff all the time. I eat veggie dogs and veggie brats. They're all great, but I just think that there's no need for it. Like veggies are good as veggies, and if I were to ever go vegan, I don't know that I would. I mean, maybe once in a while as like a treat or something, I would do like a vegan pizza, but I would just make it like a flatbread with like delicious toppings on it. That just didn't happen to be cheese. You know, I think that's what I would do. I don't know. Daniel M says Daiya used to be terrible to melt. Still not great. Better, but not melty. Yeah, it did not live up to the claims on the packaging. Danny J says Chow cheese is the best he's found. Follow Your Heart makes a great cheese too. Oh, interesting. Maybe it's time to revisit. Kyle Patton says, I like a nice mozzarella. Oh, it's good. Mozzarella cheese is delicious. I had cheese I made quesadillas for lunch for the girls. And then I used the quesadillas because we have like just the little like flour tortillas, and I make little half circles out of them because I put cheese in the half and then I fold it over. And I just use it. I warm up some refried beans and put salsa in it, and I use my quesadillas as like a cheesy chip. Let's see. Ben Y says, if I were vegan, I'd opt for yeast flakes rather than vegan cheese. Yeah, I think I'd want to go for something like a little bit like tangy, pungent. I don't know that I've had like the fermented yeast or whatever. But I don't think I have anyway. I mean, I probably have when I've gone to like a vegetarian restaurant. But yeah. Steven Gersdorf says tofu. Yeah, I love tofu. I eat it regularly. And Will likes In-N-Out. I wish In-N-Out would make some sort of vegetarian option. Do they? Wait, they don't do that, do they? Cedric Brady says, temperatures are starting to drop, and I will need to get some running gloves soon. Any good brands or gloves you would recommend? The kind that I just bought another pair because I left all of mine in Chicago, and I needed some here. I buy Trailheads. That's one that's on Amazon. They have a pretty thin one, a medium one, and then they'd make a thicker one, but I don't go with them for the super thick one. But for like right now, it's like 40s or 50s is generally what the temperature is when I'm running. The Trailhead thin ones are good. They have like the capacitive thing, so I could still touch my Apple Watch when I'm running. Or if you need to touch your phone, it'll still work. Or if you have earbuds that have touch sensitive spots, it'll still work. So, yeah, so those are ones that I like. They're not the cheapest out there, but for running gloves, I generally don't want to have a giant logo on my hand. So they make ones that are just black, so I like that. For super, super thick winter gloves, my favorite are Kraft. They make mittens, and they're super insulated and thick on the back, so it's like keeps you extra warm, but also it's just an extra layer of wind protection. Those are great. Sorry, my nose is super runny. Jeff Elliott says, I use nutritional yeast. Where'd it go? Just talking about that. I use nutritional yeast whenever I would have used Parmesan, and I love it. I might try that. It sounds good. Derek Dixon says, Joe Cohen's Vegans is the best. Not sure if it's Indiana area only, though. Oh, okay. Cool. Steven Griswold says, tofu is vegetarian cheese. Is it? I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess. Sean Marshall said in a Mario voice, Gouda is so Gouda. That's what Marshall said on How I Met Your Mother. Something like that. Luis Becerra says, Shannon's birthday today and also mentioned the SL20. Awesome. Well, happy birthday, Shannon. I guess we got to get all the sounds going. We got to get the word of the day. We got to get the cowbell. Let's see which one plays first. All right, we got them both today. Oh, wait. Oh, here. I forgot to do something. That's why these sound effects didn't work that well. Let's try them again. We can try them again. Now we'll hear them louder. There we go. And there's the cowbell. Happy birthday, Shannon. Awesome. Thanks, Luis, for letting me know. Let's see. S. Africa says, that's genius. A cheesy chip quesadilla dip. Yeah, you know, one of my good friends, my friend that lives out in Austin, I'll tell you about, my friend Phil. His wife used to work at Kraft in the patent, in the IP department. And I would, every once in a while, I would call her up and be like, here's what we need to eat. And here's what Kraft needs to make. Tell your R&D people to get working on this. Because sometimes, she would be like, "Oh, those are actually good ideas. I might actually pass that along." Or other times, she might be like, "We looked into that, but here's why that is a problem to make from a mass production standpoint." And I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty fascinating." But I totally told her about, and this was after she left Kraft, so she's not there anymore. But I totally told her about this idea of you should make a chip, there could be a Dorito style chip that has a filling in it, whether it's bean or a easy cheese type of filling in it. Because imagine a bugle that had, or I guess a combo, but in a bugle shape that had beans in it or cheese. I think that'd be pretty good. But I usually, instead of trying to make really fancy quesadillas with a whole bunch of stuff in it, and then it becomes a weird pizzadilla, or a pizzone, it's just, I make it a quesadilla and I use it to dip, and I make a really kind of robust bean dip, and I'll put whatever else I want to put. Sometimes I'll put roast veggies in there, cheese, regular cheese, not Daya, and I just use the quesadilla as a giant spoon. It's one of my favorite things to eat for lunch. Christopher Colangelo says, wondering if Ultra has plans to get into the carbon shoe race. That'd be pretty interesting. Which shoe would they put it into? The Escalante? I would think that it would have to be a shoe that has the Quantic foam. I think the Escalante foam is too bouncy and thick. It'd be kind of the problem that you see with the Zoom Fly 3, where some people think it's too stiff because the React foam is too rubbery. So I think that if they put it in the Quantic foam, which is nice and super soft, that actually might be pretty good. But how does the carbon fiber plate technology work with a zero drop shoe? I don't know. Lots to think about there. Danny J says, tofu is incredibly versatile and gets a bad rap. I definitely agree with you on that. All right. Stephen Gurnsor says, get a double no meat. So just a lot of cheese. Is that what that is? All right. Here's pepper number 4. It's another one of the orange ones. I'm going to go 3 for 3 that it's not going to be spicy. Hopefully. It's the biggest one of the 3. Not spicy. Mark Chancoco says, you can order Beyond Burgers in bulk directly from the company. I didn't know that. That's cool. JB says, vegan shreds taste pretty good on tacos or salad, cold, but melting it is disgusting. I think I would try that. I'd rather have a good mushroom though in that situation then. I don't know. Danny J says, yeah, I wonder if a carbon-plated shoe would sort of go against Ultra's business model. Yeah, I think it could. Running Act says, rocking the Belief shirt again. Nice. Yeah, it's chilly today. It's cold. I mean, I feel like I need a vest on top of this, or maybe like a hoodie. It is. It's cold. It's been like cold and like kind of in that like almost gonna rain kind of like weather pattern, where it's just like cloudy. You might see a little sky pokes through a little bit, but it's not gonna really do anything. And I had to go to the post office today, so I walked down there with the baby. And we were both a bit underdressed. We were chilly. It was cold. Chris Dyke says, is it wrong that I'm hoping for a da bomb reaction? I'm hoping for it too, kind of. Well, we got one more. And this one I know is spicy. At least the other one, the bigger one, was spicy. So this one's smaller, so it might be more spicy. So we'll see. Ines Dunbar says, Kofuzi, on your 8K run, you hit the 5K mark in my time of 5K PB. But I was done at that point. You still have 3K to go. I thought it was a really good run. I felt good about it. I felt I was very pleased. Someone pointed out that I said that I was at the 5K mark and I had two more kilometers to go. I didn't even realize that even at the time, later on editing it, and then I didn't even realize that I said that until someone had commented on it on the video. But I told you guys before, I cannot run and count at the same time. But yeah, I mean, the 5K mark was like 1957 or so. I mean, that's not far from like my last year's 5K PR either. So I mean, I felt really good about it. For someone that doesn't have experience like really racing 8Ks, I felt good. I mean, on the other hand, I was like, well, I should be able to maintain that kind of speed for longer because I feel like my strength is endurance, not speed. And I guess I did, kind of. So I'm feeling good, really good overall. It just happens that I came in last in this competition. So there's that too. So, there's everything's relative. And, one could argue that it's a lot of like former like D1 athletes, and that's true. So like some of America's best and younger runners, maybe like young adults just out of college. But at least kind of like maybe in that sub-elite category. I mean, the ones that are like, I don't think any pros competed in this competition, but people that are in like the sub-elite category did. And then there was me. But there were also some masters as well. There was a lot of masters. And so like, I don't think I think I also still came in like kind of like towards the end of the masters. But that's all right. I also think, I got to double check. A lot of people didn't compete in the second round. So I'll take it as at least I did. At least I was able to get in a run. I felt I was healthy enough to get in a run. I felt good enough to get in a run at the time to do it. So I feel good about that. Thanks. Kyle Patton says, Kofuzi, what motorcycle or motorcycles did you have? I've been riding for a few years now. Yeah, I gave up my motorcycling when I was in law school. So this was when the Sox won the series. And I remember that because my motorcycle kept getting tipped over. We used to live by a bar, and a college bar, and after every game, or like during the playoffs, it just got tipped over like every couple times a week. And at that point, I was like, I'm not riding it. I don't have time to go anywhere to go ride. So I donated it to charity. But that bike that I had two bikes. I had two bikes. The first bike that I bought was a 1984 Yamaha Seika 400cc. So it was a standard bike. No fairing, kind of an upright riding position, a lot of fun. It was a great first bike to ride in. I think that bike, I got it as fast as like 95 miles an hour, and that was scary. It was really scary, especially considering that like, all the components were super old, like more than like 16, 17 years old at that point. After I had that bike for less than a year, I bought it for $600 cash. I had that bike for less than a year, and then I bought a used. I mean, obviously that bike was used, and then I bought another used bike. It was a Suzuki Intruder 1400. Now, since then, they've changed it, and they sell it by the cubic inches displacement. I forget what the number is. It's like a 120 or 105 or something like that. It's pretty big. but it wasn't tuned like very aggressively. It was a more of a cruiser style bike, made to look like a Harley, the FLT. And so that one was fun. The longest ride I went on that bike was probably like a 3. I rode from Chicago to here, not Chicago, from St. Louis to here. That was probably my longest ride. That was probably like 305 miles. And then of course, I had to ride back, but I didn't ride that back in the same day. But yeah, so that's the bike I had. That was a big, heavy bike, but I really liked that bike. It was yellow. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I got rid of that, and I haven't owned a motorcycle since then, and that would have been like 2006, maybe? Something like that. 2007. So it's been a while. All right, let's go with one more. We'll do another bite. This last pepper here, I know it's going to be at least a little bit spicy, and it's smaller than the other one, so I'm going to go for it. That wasn't a small bite. It's not spicy at all. It's a completely different pepper. That one just tasted like a green pepper. So that was kind of anticlimactic. I was saving it. Well, at least we got one that was like very spicy. That was definitely spicy enough. And then the rest of them were just a little bit underwhelming. But I had fun with it. Yeah, running out, it says the Packy chip is calling my name. I know that I would not be able to do that. Yeah, I definitely couldn't. Yeah. Let's see. Someone was saying something about Sean Marshall. Sean Marshall says, "Belief, huh? Should I check this out?" They're all over Amazon. Then so like that's why I was like, I think it's time to kind of check it out, because I'm sure if I'm seeing it everywhere, I'm sure everyone else is seeing it too. So so far I really like it. It was really cheap, and it's been through a couple washes already, so we'll kind of check it out. I like it because the logo is like really small. Like if you get a black one, it's really hard to see. I've been getting more white stuff lately because it kind of just shows up on camera better. If I wear dark shirts on camera, and with my black hair, or if I wear a black hat, it kind of just it makes it harder for the camera. It works better if I have a white shirt. So I've been trying to get some more white shirts lately, and so this has been working out for me. I like it. It's got like a different kind of mesh material on the back, so there's like and on the shoulders, so it's like two kinds of material too. So it seems like there's a lot of thought that went into it. King Lifetail says, who's super excited for a London Marathon next week? I am. I'm very excited. It'll be interesting to see who's ready and who's been training. I mean, I know they've all been training, but like, is everyone going to be like super trained because they've had nothing else to do all this time? Or, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? In his Dunbar says, I was just happy to be sub 20 for my 5K. It's really not my kind of running. It hurts. I totally understand you. And Lewis says, anything under 20-minute 5K is super great. And still have energy for 2 more kilometers, quote unquote, is superb. Yeah. Yeah, that's like running math right there. See what else we got here. Owner Kinesis says, I've started to work out and lost a lot of weight. Thanks for watching your videos. Oh, that's awesome. You gave me the motivation I needed in life. I just want to say thank you. Well, awesome. Thank you for watching, and thank you for kind of including me in that story, but definitely you are the one that did all the work. So congratulations to you too, and I'm glad you're feeling great, and thanks for coming to the live stream today. Someone said something about the Ultra, what was it, the Vanish? Something like that? That's the comment that I'm looking for. Oh, here. Steven Gersdorf said the Ultra Vanish R has something they call a propel plate, but they don't really say what it is. And then, I'll have to look at that shoe. Is that their racing shoe? I'll have to look more. Alright, let's see what we got here at the end, and we'll do one more, and then I gotta get going. Yeah, Rodent Review says, what is the next big shoe to come out? I saw where Emily reviewed the Rocket X yesterday. Perhaps the New Balance Rebel. I thought that Andy was saying, FOD Runner, was it FOD Runner who was saying that the New Balance Rebel 2 isn't coming out till like 2021? And I think that for me, like the Rocket X and like the Adios Pro are the only like racing shoes that I'm still like looking forward to. I'm really excited about the Rocket X because I love the Rocket and I like the Carbon X. So if there's something kind of that combines those two feelings, I think it could be pretty exciting. But I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit on the firmer side because I think they're still using. I don't know. I don't really know too much about it, but I love the idea of combining those two shoes. I still have to try the Beacon 3, and then at that point, I'm pretty much looking for, then I'm going to start looking at winter running shoes / a couple more trail shoes maybe. But that's it. I don't, what else is there out there? I think we've seen most of the stuff that's going to come out for this year. Yeah, let me know if there's anything like super, that you're super excited about this year. Running Addict says, would you consider running the ASICS Nusa 12? I'm not familiar with that. Sean Marshall says, and he's excited for his first Hokas. Coming from Saucony, what can I expect? Depending on which one you have, I think what you can expect is a little bit more room in the toe box. I think you could expect there won't be that hint of stability in there. And depending on which one you had again, it's going to be a lot more like a softer of a cushion. So, yeah, that's kind of what I would think. All right. I think that's it for today. Danny J's got his feet are itching. He's got to go test out his Endorphin Pro, so definitely got to take it out. And so I think that's a good place for me to end it here too. My nose is like super stuffed up, so I got to go blow my nose. Thanks for coming along on the pepper adventure. I kind of feel I'm glad we got at least one spicy one. I wish kind of more of them were spicy. I was hoping that the orange ones are going to be the spicy ones, but definitely got caught by surprise, which I guess that's what peppers do, right? Tomorrow, I'll try to do a Trivia Tuesday. We may or may not have Trivia Tuesday tomorrow, but we'll definitely have a video tomorrow, and then we'll do another live stream at 3 o'clock. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. In the meantime, hopefully you're safe out there on your runs, everybody. Thanks.